Buried deep within your DNA is a map to a world that no longer exists. Scientists have just isolated ancient genetic markers that trace back to a drowned continent known as the Sunda Shelf. We are finally uncovering the secret migration routes our ancestors took before the oceans swallowed their home forever. The ghost of a drowned continent, visualizing the Sunda Shelf as it appeared 20,000 years ago, when it was a massive landmass connecting Asia to Indonesia. Identifying the specific haplogroup markers found in modern populations that do not match known overland migration patterns, introducing the mystery of why these specific genetic signatures are isolated to regions now separated by hundreds of miles of ocean. The genetic breadcrumbs of a lost world, examining the M and N mitochondrial lineages that act as biological GPS coordinates for ancient coastal travelers. Utilizing high-resolution DNA sequencing from 2025 studies to pinpoint mutations that only occur in the most remote island chains. Explaining how these markers act as a molecular clock, ticking away long before the sea levels began to rise, mapping the submerged highways, using bathymetric data to overlay genetic clusters onto the valleys and riverbeds, now hidden beneath the South China Sea. Reconstructing the specific corridors where human groups moved to stay ahead of the encroaching shoreline during the meltwater pulses. Pinpointing the bottleneck locations where diverse groups were forced to merge, creating the unique genetic melting pots seen today. Survival driven by environmental crisis. Analyzing how the rapid loss of land area forced a shift from hunter-gatherer lifestyles to the birth of sophisticated maritime technology. Discussing the islands of refuge theory, where high ground areas became cultural and genetic hubs as the plains disappeared, connecting the necessity of migration to the sudden appearance of advanced toolkits in the archaeological record of Southeast Asia. The legacy of the Sundaland diaspora, tracing the final outward push of these populations into remote Oceania and the Americas as the land bridges finally vanished. Highlighting how modern DNA testing is finally validating indigenous oral histories about ancestors arriving from a land that no longer exists. Summarizing how understanding our past climate-driven migrations prepares us for the shifting coastlines of the 21st century.